Rants, we was very optimistic coming into this. I went over 2-0, you went over 2-0.
Yeah.
Looked like that score was on, to be fair. Half-time, very comfortable. Wolves not really troubling us. 1-0 up as well. And
deservedly.
And very deservedly.
Yeah.
What would you highlight as what went wrong? Don't get me wrong, they scored a worldie goal.
Yeah,
but
it was
from
an
that,
absolute worldie.
especially having a penalty as well, what went wrong?
Bro, I just think that Wolves showed up for 5 minutes. And the thing is with football, yeah, it's a game of momentum. When you're on top, you have to make them pay. We should have got the second in the first half because we were well worth it. Do you know what I mean? We pressed well. We passed well, we created little openings, didn't quite come. And you see, when you don't take your chances in football, this is what happens, bro. Like, Wolves literally played all right for 5 minutes. Traore had Luke Shaw on toast when he came on.
When they changed it was over.
When they changed it. But other than that, like, I wasn't really worried about Wolves getting a second, bro. They weren't good today. Do you know what I mean? It's just that when they were on top, they made us pay. And 99 times out of 100, that probably goes over the crossbar. But today, do you know what I mean? Like, that bounce up, down, in, out, like, bro.
It was a proper. It's one of them goals. To be fair, no salt and all that. When you look at it,
if you watch basketball, you know when someone just hits a buzzer beater from downtown, and you just have to say, right, all right, cool. Like, he's off balance, everything. But you know what? Today was his day.
Well, you're looking at Wolves, and they have that quality of midfielder in there.
They do.
And you're looking at our midfielder. Yes, Pogba. Everything. But if you're looking at everyone else apart from him, I'm saying we don't really have a player.
I don't even think it was a midfield thing today. You know, I just think that like we didn't finish them when we had the chance.
Wasn't gilt-edged enough to actually create that clinical chance as well. Because for what you were saying, like you said, we was on top, and we didn't create. Like, their keeper never worked.
But that's because like they don't really allow that. They played a flat back five today, bro. Like, they didn't come out. They don't press your centre backs. They're two strikers coming and condense, which is brilliant for us because now we've got two ball playing centre backs. Harry Maguire just kept stepping in and orchestrating the attacks and that. And Ollie got it spot on. When people were saying, "Oh, let's play five at the back," you don't need to play five at the back against these lot, bruv. Like, they're not going to give you no problems like that. Like, they will capitalise on mistakes because they're very good. They'll capitalise on mistakes because they're very technically sound and they're disciplined. But they're opportunist team that they'll sucker punch you. Like, the way to beat Wolves is to just keep applying pressure. Like, if Man City come here and Wolves play like that, City will put 4 past them. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I don't think there were too many things wrong. Like, when people talk about the midfield, McTominay had another bad game again. That's the second game he was crap today. But, do you know what I mean? I don't even want to focus on that too much because generally, I just think that...
He's okay first.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But generally, I just think that we didn't take our chances, bro. Like, I can't put it down to one person, one individual. Like, Pogba missed the penalty. Rashford definitely should have taken it.
Let's talk about the penalty situation, Fantastic. Pogba ran through, he took it. He got the penalty, he won it. Rashford won the penalty last week. Do you think there's a policy of if you win it, you're taking it? Because what's going on? Why do we not have you are the penalty taker? Rashford's got the best record for the penalties.
That's exactly what it is, and I have to blame the manager for that. I don't blame the players for that because clearly there's not a designated penalty taker. Pogba was the penalty taker. Like, I love Pogba, but as a manager, my striker takes penalties, mate. Like, you get paid to score goals. Your bread and butter is to put the ball in the net. Strikers will strike the ball at the goal 100 times in training every week. My number 9 is taking the pen. Do you know what I mean? So,
even Martial's got a good record of penalties as well.
I didn't see Martial miss a penalty. Do you know what I mean? But Rashford's a very good penalty taker. I've said it a million times. There's a lot of things Rashford's not good at. His link play is terrible. We saw that today.
He didn't have a good game, did he?
He had a very bad game. He plays with his head down. The little flick that Tony played to Pogba to win the penalty, he played it into Rashford, he loses it. You see what I mean? But Rashford's got a different quality. He strikes the ball very well. Do you know what I mean? So from that penalty spot, boom, clean, he's scoring that. I have no doubts in it. Like, I've seen it enough times. So for me, my striker always takes the penalties. So that's on Ollie, really, because it wasn't an argument between Rashford and Pogba.
It was like, I want it, I'll take it.
The ball and it was like, yo, I want it, I'm taking it. And Rashford said, cool, go on then. Nah. The manager needs to say, yo, Rashford is the penalty taker till he misses. And even if he misses, I'll still let my striker take it because your strikers score goals.
And that breeds confidence for them as well.
But
innit?
that's it. If my striker misses, he's still my penalty taker. I don't care. Do you know what I mean?
Back four looked comfortable for last periods. There was a couple of times where
Apart from Luke Shaw getting
Luke
roasted,
Shaw
I thought
got
it was
rinsed in the
comfortable.
second half.
But this guy's rapid, innit? Like, let's be honest.
And he's hit and miss as well. Sometimes he comes on, he's terrible.
Exactly.
And other times he can rinse
He's
you.
not a good player, but he's just
he was effective. But overall, Wan-Bissaka looked very comfortable
but
again.
he always
Maguire.
does. Wan-Bissaka always looks comfortable.
His recovery is just mad.
He's so consistent, that's why I rate him so highly, because I honestly can't anticipate him having a bad game, bruv, where he's been ran ragged, bruv. His statistics for last season at Crystal Palace tells you he doesn't really have bad games, innit? Like, a bad game for him is someone actually gets past him once. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's one of them things where, like, you come to expect that from him. Maguire was good today, Lindelof was good today. They didn't really have a lot to do, but they carried the ball out very well. Luke Shaw in the first half was good going forward. That's probably his best performance going forward I've seen in a long time. It didn't replicate in the second half, but it's progress. I can't actually look at many players apart from
What did you make of Lingard today, actually? That's an interesting one, because I thought he was okay first half, but second half
I was very happy with Jesse. I think he pressed well. There were little gaps in the midfield he was plugging, keeping it moving. He dribbles well in the midfield as well, like he carries the ball well. Second half, he was everywhere and nowhere. Do you know what I mean? But it's just one of them things, man. I think we showed the lack of quality in depth showed today, because when we needed to change it, I'm not even gonna lie, Ollie definitely made the changes too late. But when we did need to change it, I'm looking on the bench and Mason's our only attacking option. And then you wait till the 80th minute to bring him on.
And that is the problem, isn't it? Going forward, that's gonna be a big problem for us, isn't it? The depth of this squad. Like, we know we're thin. Sanchez looks like he's gonna be out the door. We've already let Lukaku go. It looks very thin because Mason was the only one you're looking at on that bench.
I'm happy to have Mason there if you're gonna play him though. Do you know what I mean? Bring Mason on with 25 minutes to go. Because Wolves ain't really attacking us like that. You can afford to give Mason a 20 minutes and say, you know what, go get a goal for us. Because Mason, he can go both ways. He's actually a problem. Do you know what I mean? Daniel James has got very good pace, but his end product isn't ready, and I've been saying this. That's why I like him as an impact player, because he'll win free kicks. He's very intelligent. It wasn't a booking. It wasn't. The ref played to the crowd, didn't it? Because the crowd on his back. But what James does well, because he played in a very physical league and he's a small lad, he backs into players and he wins stuff. He's very smart. Do you know what I mean? He knows how to use his body, and he will win free kicks. But his final ball leaves a lot to be desired. So between him and Rashford, it's just a lot of wastefulness, like when you really need them. And that's why I would have brought on Mason, because then he can chop him and get a shot off or do something, man. So that's the only thing. But I can't be too critical of these players because they scored an absolute belter, man. Other than that, what did De Gea do? Do you know what I mean? So
it's one of them, innit?
If we're honest, like, we've come and lost twice. Not many teams come and win here. Do you know what I mean? A 1-1 draw isn't a bad result, but it feels like a loss to me. Because of how the play was and the penalty. If we won 2-1, no one could have said we didn't deserve the win.
Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.